Hi, I'm Christopher Barnhill. I work at Metro Team AIDS as a care advocate. What a care advocate does is it provides support services for HIV-positive youth between the ages of 13 to 24. I am HIV positive and 21. I have been positive for 21 years, which means I have been perinatally infected with the virus. I did not know my status until 16. I know that sounds kind of weird and ironic, but this is the reason why I feel that it's so important why people should get tested for HIV. Had I not got tested at 16 for HIV, I would not have known I wouldn't have known about my own status, not knowing that I was HIV positive. At 16, I was at a health fair and someone kept telling me to get tested for HIV. And at that time, I didn't know anything about HIV. Didn't know what the H stood for in HIV. And I decided that, since people keep coming to me and telling me to get tested, I was pretty much like, what's the worst that could happen? So that's the reason why I decided to get tested and feel that is very important. Very important. This is important as voting. This is important as our new administration, Obama, for you to get tested.
So when you go talk to people about getting tested and they say, I don't want to, what do you tell them?
I respect the decision. I respect the decision of why they don't want to get tested, but I do educate them on, pretty much a basic HIV 101, the risk factors, the prevention strategies, the transmission. In the back of my mind, I'm wondering, why in the world this person doesn't want to get tested? But, there's so much stigma around testing that it kind of deters people from getting tested and from knowing their status. That's why people like me, people like my coworkers, and people in other, community-based organizations or health departments that are so strong and standing together and try to get people tested for HIV and AIDS.
So how could the health system, how could hospitals, emergency rooms, how could they all make it easier for people to get tested? Doctors, what could they do?
I think that some people separate HIV as being like the Black Plague or something like that, where, oh my gosh, if you get tested, there's so many bad things that's going to happen. I just feel like if you just treat it as just any old regular illness, then, it can reduce the stigma. So
you're sitting down with President-elect Obama, and he says, Chris, what could we do to get HIV more prominence in the U.S.? What would you tell him?
Oh wow, never thought of it like that. But I would say increase funding for HIV and AIDS. Hire more people like me who are out there every single day testing, and mental health counselors and care advocates and case managers. This increased funding for those, increased funding to administer free HIV testing and everything. It's pretty much increased funding.
What about awareness? Is there enough awareness, do you think, in many communities? I mean, here in D.C., 1 out of 20 people are positive. Are people fully aware of the risks?
I think people are fully aware of the risks. I just feel that some people just fully don't care about the risk. I think that a lot of people feel that, hey, it can't happen to me, and if it does happen to me, they're like, okay, and move on from it. I just think that a lot of people, it's pretty much your individual choice, you know what I mean? It's kind of like we can promote, awareness and promote prevention strategies, but it's solely up to that person to feel like, hey, if what I'm doing, if it's unprotected oral or anal or vaginal sex, am I putting myself at risk for HIV? So that's pretty much what it is. You're
describing a very difficult situation to get at changing people's behavior, especially if they say they don't care that much. Mm-hmm. So what do you do? I mean, how do you fight against that?
I let them know the risk factors, and I also let them know about a few occurrences, a few people that I know who have died from AIDS, people that were close to me. I lost both parents to AIDS. I lost 3 good friends to AIDS. I have 2 friends right now who are alive and who have an AIDS diagnosis, and one can't hear. He's deaf. He's from AIDS. He's deaf, and another one can't see. So AIDS has really affected them in ways that are unimaginable. So I'm like, hey, these people, this is what happened to them. Do you really want to, is it really that worth it, for you to put yourself in a situation that will ultimately change your whole life, Like, my friends can't, I can't even have a decent conversation with my friend because he can't hear what I'm saying. Another friend can't even go to a movie because he can't see what the movie is. So it's like, is it really that worth it? Is 15 minutes of pleasure worth a lifetime of STDs and HIV? That's what you have to ask yourself.